Look, I'm proud of being found guilty about Babylon B things, to be quite honest. I think that it helps to show how bad the situation is over here, really, that a Christian can share things from the Babylon Bee and other, you know, Christian sites and lose their career over it. I think that's really a chilling thing.
His medical license was suspended in 2019 for demeaning social media posts, including very offensive content like Babylon Bee jokes.
Yeesh. The worst. Those guys are the worst.
Among other stuff. And in 2025, 6 years later, he's facing more court proceedings. And a tribunal recently found that his demeaning social media posts amounted to professional misconduct. We're talking today with Dr. Jareth Koch. Am I saying that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good
for
afternoon.
us, because
Yes.
you're calling in from Australia.
Yes. Greetings from Australia, a penal colony of Great Britain.
Still going strong out there.
Live from
Yes.
prison.
That's right.
So are you a doctor like Dr. Jill Biden over here, or are you a real doctor?
Yes, I was a medical doctor up till 6 years ago,
Okay.
when one day I was marched out of my medical clinic, so to speak, never to return.
So I have a weird lump on my back. Can I show it to you, or
Yeah, after the show, yeah, for sure.
After,
yeah,
okay.
you to take
It
your
seems like
t-shirt off and we'll have a look.
It would make great TV if you did that,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, we'll do that. I guess
And
I'll
then
do it
can
there.
you
give you a
talk me-
bonus earwax clean out.
Yeah.
Can you talk me through a procedure and how I could, perform surgery on his back, actually? You can talk me through it.
Walk through. Yeah, don't cut the
all
red
these
wire.
things are done by AI nowadays, no doubt. So
That's true. So do you like Bluey?
Bluey, oh yeah, my daughter, she's getting a little bit old for it now, but it was one of her favorite shows for a long time. So do you guys watch that over there?
Yeah, like just me by myself, not
Yeah,
with children at all. But
Yeah, it's a show that the adults enjoy more than the kids.
it's true, and it's a
It's
great
true.
cultural export. The first great cultural export from Australia, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Well, Crocodile Dundee came
after
along.
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah,
Crocodile Dundee, that's true. I forgot about that.
I still like Crocodile Dundee.
The first beer I had when I turned 21 was a Foster's,
Really?
because
That's Australian for beer.
I didn't know anything about beer, and I went to the store and I was like, "Oh, Foster's, Australian for beer." That
Yeah.
jingle was in my head, and I just bought a giant can of it, and I don't think it was very good.
That's right.
But
Well, I'm a Victorian, so our beer is Victoria Bitter, and that's been a subject of a lot of jokes. We're the bitter state, the most locked down state in the world.
So
We
sad.
are known as Australia's California
Oh,
okay.
for our government tyranny and extreme left wing Marxism.
It must be bad because the California of America is pretty bad. So if you're the California of Australia, I don't know
people
where
say.
that puts you.
that gets pretty bad. Now, what kind of doctor? What did you practice? What kind of medicine?
Yeah, I guess you could say family practitioner or general practitioner. So, the kind of doctor that people go to as a first port of call, when they have a runny nose or a sore finger or a sprained ankle, all those sorts of things.
A lump on their back.
Lump on the back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've seen a lot of skin in my life, and more than I ever want to see again.
Can you tell our audience the story? Start from the beginning of when all this stuff started to come down back in 2019, and where that's brought us to today.
Yeah, well, that's a challenge to do in a short amount of time.
You have 30 seconds.
But I'll try my best.
Yeah.
The things that I got in trouble for were things that were online, things that I wrote online at home, away from work. I'm a Christian, and I've got Christian beliefs about things like gender and sexuality and abortion. And I feel strongly about these things. I believe it's important to have a political voice as a Christian, to speak about what is right and wrong on these sorts of things. So we've had the same sorts of debates in our country as you have. We've had debate about gay marriage in the last 10 years. And we have had debates about abortion and so on and so forth. And about 10 years ago, exactly, 2015, the transgender Bruce Jenner issue broke, and I was invited to write an article for that in a popular Christian newspaper over here, which I took up, and I wrote that article, and it was published, and I wrote it in my real name as a doctor. Spoke about hormones and things which I know a little bit about as a doctor. And sort of I've become aware that that article put a target on my back. A few people were unhappy, and a little bit later, some people started making complaints, or one person made a complaint about me and the things they'd found that I believed. And then a second person made a similar complaint. And these complaints were made to the National Medical Registration Board that controls the licensing of all doctors and nurses and so on in this country. So they went on a little bit of a hunt. They hired forensic
Wow.
IT investigators to sort of comb through 10 years, 10, 11 years of my internet history, dug up things from ancient old blogs that were written back in 2010. Christian blog, mind you. Christian blog. They found things I'd written there about homosexuality, about abortion, and and I use strong words from time to time. I use the word butchery and so forth in these sorts of contexts. They weren't happy, and one day in 2019, they suspended me from practice. Said you can't go to work tomorrow. I was one day sitting there with my patients, and the next day I couldn't go back and haven't been back since. I've changed to another career now to make a living. The sorts of things that I believe and say about these topics are unacceptable for a licensed practicing doctor in Australia.
Right.
So 6 years later of legal proceedings, where they've prosecuted me, so to speak, and I've been the defendant. They've brought me up on various charges of thought crime and found me guilty. And the crimes that they have indicted are things that they've trawled up from Facebook using their forensic searches and so on. Babylon Bee articles, tweets that I've reshared, memes, the article that I wrote in 2015 about transgender, comments they found on the 10-year-old Christian blog, things I said about COVID after I was suspended, and about the lockdowns. Almost 6 years exactly after I was stopped from practice, they found me guilty on about 2/3 of the things that they brought me to court over, or tribunal rather.
Tribunal. Do you have a jury of your peers there in Australia?
The medical board itself is mainly bureaucrats, as I understand. But the tribunal had a mix of doctors and non-doctors on it.
So they
So
would.
in that
So
sense-
it's the medical board that found you guilty.
The tribunal
The
did.
tribunal. Okay.
And what are the free speech laws or protections that you have in Australia? I know, here we have the First Amendment, so it's kind of foreign to us to have something like this. I mean, there's people here that get fired for posting something, but it's usually just a private, the company didn't like what you said online and they're within their rights to let you go for something like that, versus something like this where you're banned, by the government for practicing medicine, for saying something online, which sounds weird and foreign to us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, the place I worked never had a problem with me. I'd been there for a long time, and my employer was happy with the work I did. So
Uh,
this was not them. This was the government, effectively, the national um, board. And as far as free speech protection, we don't have very much in Australia.
Mhm.
The Constitution of Australia doesn't protect free speech,
Mm.
or it does so in a very, very limited way.
yeah, it
We don't have a
protects
First
free
Amendment.
speech that they like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, in theory, the state that I live in, Victoria, has a Bill of Rights of kinds, and about it speaks about religious freedom and freedom of speech, but um, and my lawyers used that to try and defend me, but it didn't work
Mm.
because the position they took was, well, you've got free speech in theory, but you don't in practice.
Nice.
So,
That's really useful.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Is this true across all Commonwealth countries? I feel like anybody that's connected to the UK is struggling with this, Australia the most. But I mean, Canada, I don't know, are they even Commonwealth anymore? Are they even a country anymore? Does Canada still exist?
We're going to restore free speech when we annex Canada.
That's
Is
right.
that right? Yeah.
I'd say Australia should be
Sounds like Australia should be next.
a state.
Yeah. So
Can we? What if you guys just became a
Please
state?
come and liberate us.
Yeah.
Well, we have a few of your thought crimes here. These are Babylon Bee articles
Yeah.
that you shared on your Facebook. A nation that kills 3,000 babies a day feels morally superior to slave owners from 200 years ago. I would find him guilty on that. That's very offensive.
It is totally offensive.
Instead of traditional warfare, Chinese military will now shout wrong pronouns at American troops.
Yes, and we had a really good sketch on this one too.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Oh, did
maybe
you?
we had a
Yes.
video
I'll have to watch
sketch.
that.
Look it up if they'll let you there.
You should share it on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, share it.
Congressional prayer lasts 2 days as Democrat includes all 5,787 genders.
was a good
Australia.
one.
Oh, and look, we even commented on Australia. Australian citizens ask Taliban to liberate their country.
Yeah,
So you're a Babylon Bee fan from back in the old days, like the Adam
I
Ford
started
days.
following when Adam Ford created, because I used to follow him and his cartoons.
Yeah.
And now I followed Babylon Bee.
Yeah, I got to go to a baseball game with Adam Ford like a month ago. So
oh, that's cool.
baseball is a sport here in America.
Yeah, it's a
So
sport
a
here.
bastardization of cricket.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
well, I don't know if
A-
I'd
a
go
perfection.
that far. I don't know if I'd go that far.
The perfected form, the platonic form of cricket. Well, it's cool to meet a fan from over there. I'm sorry that the situation isn't better. This is pretty rough.
Look, I'm proud of being found guilty about Babylon Bee things, to be quite honest. I think that it helps to show how bad the situation is over here, really.
Yeah.
That a Christian can share things from the Babylon Bee and other, Christian sites and lose their career over it. I think that's really a chilling thing, and yeah, it's surreal. It's living in an Orwellian sort of world.
Yeah, I mean, and culturally, like, what do you see over there from just the everyday, citizen of Australia? Is it people are okay with this kind of thing, or what's the cultural viewpoint on that?
Yeah, good question. I mean, Australia is I think it's a paradoxical place. We've got this stereotype of being a very laid-back country. We are easygoing and we go to the beach and surf and we wrestle crocodiles and that kind of thing.
Easygoing
But at
stuff
the
like wrestling.
at the same time, we are heading down a very tyrannical sort of path with cracking down on free speech, free thoughts. They're cracking down on the ability of people to watch YouTube in the next few months.
I saw
And,
that. Is that that's the digital ID stuff that's coming down?
and what people say is that we're the descendants of convicts, but we're also the descendants of the prison guards that guarded the convicts, and maybe that explains why
Yeah.
we've got sort of both sorts of people here. Um, the average people that you meet in the street are mostly decent people,
Mhm.
and uh, they're not the sorts of people who are going to persecute people for thinking the wrong things, let alone religious things. But
Mm.
they're not the sorts of people who get into power.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You
always
have
the worst people always run for office. That's just the
That's
way it
right.
works everywhere in the world. I've always had this thought about Australia that it's kind of like the United States in its history a little bit, where it almost you guys had a Wild West out there. There was this rugged individualism. You guys kind of were a lot like us. It's almost like a sliding doors thing where you guys decided to take one path, and then the United States, we had a couple of things that kept us from going down that path. Like we're still
Guns,
we're still struggling.
such
Yeah.
as guns.
Yeah, guns, the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, those two things probably have kept us from going full
Australia.
Australia.
Never go full Australia.
Never go full Australia.
That's what it is.
What happened to us during the COVID lockdowns was, like the death warrant of our freedom.
Mm.
I don't know how much you guys heard. Well, you must have heard about it because
Yeah.
you wrote
We heard a
an
lot,
article
but
about it.
we hear a lot in the news and we don't know. So it's interesting to hear from a firsthand perspective. Like, what did you see during COVID?
Mm.
Oh, not much because we couldn't leave our homes for
The inside
2
of my
years.
house.
That's right.
Yeah, the inside of the walls of my house. But we weren't allowed to leave our homes for more than an hour. We
Wow.
couldn't drive more than 5 kilometers to go to the shops, and no church,
Mm.
no weddings, no funerals. Everything shut down. It was, a nightmare, and anyone who dared to protest against it were pepper sprayed, shot with rubber bullets, tackled physically by the police in full riot gear. So,
Wow.
maybe you've seen some of those images.
Yeah. And I assume for church you go to Hillsong.
Isn't there
Everyone
one?
knows
There's,
about that church.
One on every
Oh,
corner,
dear.
like a
there's
Starbucks.
there's a Hillsong on every corner. Well, I
Like
go to the Hillsong
McDonald's.
across from the other Hillsong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow.
Yeah, so-
I wonder. It's just crazy that you guys have gone down this path. I'm just amazed. Like, it blows my mind, and I feel so bad. Have you thought about defecting from the communist state of Australia and coming to the free republic of California? Actually, yeah, California sounds pretty
You
good.
know,
Like,
one of the big freedom fighters in Melbourne, my city, a couple of years ago when all this happened, she was asked that question, and she said, why should I? This is my city.
Mm.
This is where I
Yeah.
live. Why should I let them chase me away? And,
Yeah.
Sounds
that's
American.
my attitude too.
Yeah, well, we get the
I've,
same question
That's
about
right.
why we live in California, and I totally agree. Like, it's like, because this is my home,
That's
Yeah.
right.
and we're gonna fight for it. So, well,
My whole family's here.
Yeah, why would
exactly.
you leave?
Well, love,
Don't leave the front lines. Don't retreat and go to
Yeah.
Idaho or whatever.
yeah, we need men like you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your bravery, Doctor, and for sharing Babylon Bee articles. We're proud to be a small part
which
of
I
this
will
story.
keep doing.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
keep sharing.
Yeah.
Keep sharing it, and we'll keep an eye out. So our audience is filled with a lot of bigots, just like you. What can these bigots do to support you or keep up with your fight?
Well, I don't exactly know where my fight is going at the moment.
Mhm.
I've got to talk to the lawyers. There's more proceedings to happen. They haven't passed sentence on me yet. They've found me guilty, but I haven't been had a punishment declared. So there's more to go.
Is
I don't
it
exactly-
possibly criminal, like a jail time thing, or is it?
No,
It's all just like
No,
losing license type
that kind of stuff.
professional
Yeah,
consequences.
yeah. Re-education.
The re-education camps.
A bit like
Yeah.
what happened to Jordan Peterson, I guess. Very
Yes.
similar to what
Yeah.
happened to him, in fact. So.
Right.
But if you want to, my lawyers are the Human Rights Law Alliance. You can visit their webpage.
Okay.
Donate to them if you really want to. If you want to save Australia.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they will have news about it as it unfolds.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Doctor. And Babylon Bee
Mm-hmm.
fans, if you want to support him, go check out that link. We have that. We'll have that up here on the show notes. And if you have any weird lumps on your back, take a picture, send it to us. We will get it to Dr. Koch, who's not actually allowed to practice. But
He's not.
thank you so much, Doctor. Thanks for speaking with us.
Yep.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.